P's Gen Extra. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sandra P's Gen Extra. I hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday. I am actually still up because everyone knows I'm trying to switch over to third shift and have my body clock right. So by the time I shower, eat, get wind down for maybe an hour. So I figured I'd make a video since I did not for Survivor this week. This is Survivor 48, episode 12, Icarus time. Some of the people have decided to stick their head up and play. The t-shirt today is Marvin Gaye. I'm going to just show the t-shirt without commentary. I think it's a beautiful picture. But pretty soon with what music is doing, we won't be able to celebrate any of the ancestors or the people here now. So I try not to pay attention to any of that. I do have my own views on it, of course, but I'll represent Marvin today, Marvin Gaye, because I love Motown and I loved his music and I loved his voice. And I love music t-shirts as well. So if you are Team Replay, I appreciate you being Team Replay. If you join me during the live, thank you so much. I'll read comments. I'm going to review a little. This episode picked up a little more. I feel like it did because some of the people decided to actually play. They all get back to camp, and what they do when they get back to camp is they congratulate each other on final six, as they usually do. Mitch decides that it's time to play. Camilla says that the only one she's afraid to sit near is Joe. So Shaheen considers, when is he going to go against Joe? Shaheen, we're down to 6, so I don't know what he's waiting on, but they're starting to wake up a little bit. I think that I can play this reward challenge. What I'm going to do is share my screen, and I'll just have that playing on the side. There should not be a problem with that. I think I've done that before. So let me just see if I'll be able to. And then I'll also review it at the same time. Myself back to the stage. I'm sorry, I ended up removing myself from the stage. I apologize for that. What I was going to do is present. So let me go there. One moment. I can concentrate. Let me stop the camera for a second. I'll come back on. But what I just want to do is make sure, since I'm going to talk about the reward challenge and then also later the immunity challenge, the first thing I'll do is just have that running on a loop, just so there's not blank on the screen or just myself on the screen while I'm doing that. And now, this is Survivor 48. This is episode 12. And, oh, that's the immunity challenge. Okay, I'll just have that. That doesn't matter. I'll share that anyway. All right, so there's no sound, but we'll share it. I'm going to add that as well. Okay, thank you. All right, here we go. So again, they get back to camp. Mitch and Shaheen are actually ready to play the game now. So the first is a reward challenge. This challenge takes place in the rain. It's an endurance challenge where they're going to have to hold their hands up and secure themselves above water. They're playing for Sanctuary. This is an amazing challenge. Sanctuary means they get to get in a boat, go off of the island that they're on, over to another island. They're going to have burgers with all of the fixings. They're going to have wine, sodas, any other soft drinks that they want. Dessert is going to be cheesecake. And then the best thing about this is that they get to spend the night at the Sanctuary. The person that wins gets to spend the night at the Sanctuary. And Jeff has been allowing them to take 1, sometimes 2 other people with them. And they spend the night with the comforts of a bed. So they're going to have a pillow. They're going to have that's what's going to allow those people to actually have a leg up on the immunity challenge. And the best thing is they get letters from home. Excuse what's going on outside. The neighbor decided to mow, so I hope and pray you cannot hear that. Okay, so it starts to rain. The first one out is actually Mitch. And Mitch had been good at water challenges up until now, but I think he's just tired and he's hungry. But Mitch is out. Kyle is in the lead. Joe's in the lead. Camila's out next. Then Kyle and Shaheen are in the finals. Kyle drops out and Shaheen ends up winning. Okay, Shaheen wins. This is his first challenge. The whole 23 days they've been on the island, he has not won reward. He's been on a few rewards, but he's not won. He has not won any immunities. This is his first one. Everybody congratulates him. Jeff asks him what this will mean to him. Shaheen wants to hear from his mom. And then he gets a chance to choose someone. He's looking around. Joe is already emotional because Joe, and we all know, Joe talks about his children all the time out there. So Shaheen picks Joe. He wants Joe to come with him on a challenge. Jeff asks him, who else does he want to take? He also decides to take Kyle. Shaheen is really sweet. He apologized to everybody first. He said, I apologize, but Kyle's getting married this month. And Kyle was like one of the next runner-ups. So that's fair when they do that. So this is the first food challenge, everyone, that Eva has not been on. So she said, she wished everybody luck. She said, I wish you luck. Tell me everything when you get back. But I was glad to see Eva sit a reward challenge out because to me, that hasn't been fair. Camila rarely goes. Mitch rarely goes. Eva had been on every single one until now. So Shaheen is in the confessional. He tells us he has busted his wrist and now he gets the ultimate challenge, which is letters from home. This is really popular over the years. It's emotional. The guys are laughing. Joe's joking about, I can't even ever complain about doing dishes again because I'm just happy to have a plate. The guys are eating. They're joking. Joe starts to read his letter and get a little bit of emotion on his face. Shaheen said, please share your letter with us. Now, Kyle has a letter. Shaheen has a letter, but they want Joe to read the letter, which he does. His 10-year-old son says, believe in yourself. I love you, Dad. You're the greatest, Dad. I believe in you, so believe in yourself. And Joe starts crying when he hears that from his son, which is really sweet because we've heard about Joe's children throughout. Grandmas and Mama Bees, thank you for coming into my live Survivor review. I just finished talking about the challenge. This is reward challenge. They're reading letters from home. So hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you so much. So Mitch and Camila are talking back at camp. Mitch is finally frustrated, y'all. He's ready. So he thinks that final 6, it's time to make some moves. Mitch and Camila they're in agreement that Shaheen should not have brought Joe on that challenge to fuel him and make him be able to kill them at another challenge, the immunity challenge. And Joe has already won 3 in a row. And now he's going to be full of burgers and food, a letter from home that encourages him, and also a good night's sleep. So Eva says she feels like all the boys went out and she's home with the parents. They want to do is watch the news because they show, it's funny, production cut to Camila and Mitch laying down in the tent. Just Mitch is a snorer, so he's having a good nap. Shaheen, while they're out on the other sanctuary island, Shaheen is asking Joe about Kyle. They have a minute alone. So I guess Kyle's walking or using the restroom or something, but Shaheen doesn't miss the opportunity. He asked Joe what they should do. Joe said he doesn't think they could have to do anything right now. You know how Joe doesn't like to think too much about the game. Joe's like, just vote Mitch and Camila next. So Shaheen said he's been cautious. Is it time to just continue along, or does he want to be Icarus, flying too close to the sun? So we know that's the Greek myth. Icarus flew too close to the sun and it kind of just exploded into flames. So that's the name of this episode as well. I never trust Shaheen since Shaheen went through his bag. Shaheen doesn't seem to remember that, but everybody remembers that. That was kind of a low moment. When I go on the sites, I see some people defending it. It's Survivor. Get over it. People always do that. Never makes it right. I don't like going through people's stuff. And then to not even find the idol. You show you have very little integrity and you didn't find the idol. So next is the immunity challenge. I think that's already playing. Okay, that's what we're watching is the immunity challenge, everyone. So Shaheen was leading. Eva was struggling. Camila, as always, I shouldn't say as always because she won before. Camila coming in last. It's a really hard obstacle course. Of course, they have to shimmy under these ropes. This looks terrible. Eva's joking about wearing a high pony on that day because they have to get low and go under ropes and it's catching her. She's doing pretty good, but of course, Joe is ahead. He's full of food and of good night's sleep. He wins, and he wins the 4th. This is his 4th immunity, y'all. So these people may have waited a little too late to do something with Joe. So Confessional Camila says that Joe smoked everyone because Shaheen fed him, and now it's his own fault if Shaheen goes home, which I agree with her. Kyle is already scheming on how he's going to blindside Shaheen. He and Camila, who the group does not know that this is a dynamic duo. They are K and K. They're together. They're plotting. Kyle comes up with an idea that he's going to tell Joe that Shaheen has flipped and that Shaheen showed Camila an idol. And all Camila has to do is go along with it. She's rubbing her hands together, literally, because she loves it. She loves throwing people under the bus and then backing over them. So Camila's kind of diabolical at this game, but I like it. At least she's playing. So Joe pulls Camila. Well, first Kyle told Joe what happened. Yeah, he turned this and that. So Joe pulls Camila to confirm. Camila lies and says Shaheen opened a bag and showed her some beads so that he has an idol. So Joe and Shaheen have a tense conversation really about nothing. And we could tell that Joe no longer trusts Shaheen. I don't know why Joe took Kyle's and Camila's word, or it seemed like kind of easily, but maybe Joe already knew in his mind Shaheen eventually is going to flip, which it looks like he flips. So they actually, everybody is conspiring in twos as they always do. Shaheen is shocked that Joe has an attitude. They show scenes of Shaheen complaining to every other tribe member now about Joe, but it's a little too late. People have decided what they're going to do. Shaheen complains to Eva, then he complains to Camila, then he went to Kyle, and Shaheen said he's getting a vibe that Joe wants to vote him out. So next they go to tribal council. Jeff asked Mitch the difference between being in the game before when there's all those people and when there's just 6 left. Mitch is laughing. It's not going as he likes, but of course there's a difference. Eva, as always, has no new thoughts. Eva just wants to keep on with her alliance and, to use her terms, pick people off. And she says she's the only one with any advantage left. She has an idol. Confessional Eva told us that she's bold, but Eva didn't say that in tribal. She says she feels good about all her relationships. And of course, she has no worries because Joe has been protecting her throughout. Kyle says the emotional element is consistent, but there are fewer places to hide with only 6 people left. So Jeff asked Camila what she's done to kind of make it through. And she says she consults with the group, everyone in the group. And she does. Camila has different conversations with everybody. She says she's not chaotic. There's that word again. Someone has stereotyped the women on this tribe of being chaotic. And there's been very little chaos. Say was accused first and then Star. Now we're hearing Camila say she's not. Mary, in defense of herself, said, I'm not chaotic. But there's been very little chaos. Shaheen said at home, you're willing to be vicious. You're going to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to kill him, this, that, and the other. But when you get out there and you start to build relationships, it's not as easy. Joe, production is something else. They do very close edits of Joe. They show him watching Shaheen talk and talk and talk and talk. Then they do another scene where he's watching Kyle talk and talk and talk and talk. We know Joe has already decided what he's going to do with his votes. And sure enough, Jeff asked Joe about paranoia. And Joe says that, you're not going to have paranoia with an immunity necklace, but the mood in the camp, of course, is different. They get to where they're going to vote everybody. Mitch gets the first vote. So we know Joe and Eva have already said who's next, which is they think it's Mitch. So Mitch gets the first vote. They trade vote for vote with Shaheen. Hey, T-Talk with you. Thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. This is the live Survivor review. So they do vote for vote. Mitch, Shaheen, Mitch. Shaheen is voted out. He's the 13th person voted out. He's the member of the jury. They pan to the jury. David is a little less angry than he has been, but he's kind of shocked. He's looking like, he can't believe that they did Shaheen, because Shaheen's supposed to be in that final 4. So now we know Mr. Integrity, Joe, who said he's going to take his people to the end, which Shaheen would be one of them, but they have turned on him because Kyle and Camila got together as that secret duo and told a lie. So Shaheen actually stands up and then he says, if nobody gets up to hug me, I'm going to be pissed. So they all jump up. They start to give him his hugs and everything. And we see him, he makes a little joke, kind of dancing out of camp. I'm disappointed. I thought he was actually going to be in the final 3. I thought it was going to be at least him, Eva, Joe. Now I was rooting, as you know, I was still rooting for Kyle, Camila. If Camila could pull it out, I would be happy for that, because I feel like Joe and Eva haven't really played a lot of the game. They haven't played at all. So that is my quick Survivor review. And I'm glad this season is almost over, everybody. I hate to say it, The challenges have been really fun, even though they're hard. They had a lot of water challenges. They mixed it up with some challenges, some kind of strength challenges. So that's given everybody a fair chance to win. But I would actually have to say, I'm not. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't mean to remove myself from the stage. I'm at the end of this review anyway, but everybody, thank you for stopping by Sandra P's Gen Extra Team Replay. If you come in and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. As always, click the like button as you're watching. And I thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you later on in the YouTube streets. Everybody, please enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you. Goodbye.